As the saying goes, almost only works for horseshoes and hand grenades, but today we're going to talk about some live actions where we think almost was good enough. Let's talk about it. One such live action I think was actually the first time I saw Carl Urban in a movie was Doom. And I know that one gets a lot of flack because I think people expected like full Doomslayer, Doom guy at the time, Doom guy to be like in and taking out demons and doing everything from his crazy perspective. But I like that it was more of a Doom 3 kind of thing. Shouts out to the homie Mike. He was playing it a lot when we were younger, so that's where I got exposure to it after all those years. And I think seeing it in movie form that way was pretty cool myself. And they still did that scene where he had the chainsaw and he came up and that was first perspective. You know, that was cool. They tried. Yeah, they tried.
There have been several for several reasons, I suppose, but the Resident Evil series, okay, we know it's not like super good, but for me, the one that always worked, the one that I kind of like watched growing up was Apocalypse, I believe. That one was sick because it had Mike Epps, and I really like Mike Epps and his humor. He is hilarious, but also the dude who was in Mummy, he played the other guy. I don't know his name, but he was cool. He played like the cool cop with the bulletproof vest or whatever. He always had a cool haircut to me, and I thought he was like the next big action star. And I don't know what happened to his career. He was in Deuce Bigalow for a while, but yeah, for some reason I liked that movie growing up. Just the Nemesis design. It wasn't, I guess, like true to form, but to me it worked. And I was like, that guy looks like a Nemesis to me. I would fight him. And yeah, it's just one of those ones where it's like, yeah, I like this. When it comes on, I'm just like, yeah, you know what? I'll watch Apocalypse, sure. The other ones, I'm not super like fond of, and I didn't visit them a lot. I know the first one had like the cool scene with like the lasers. That was like the highlight for everybody. But the I think the third one, right? Apocalypse, or the second one? That one for me really worked. It wasn't the best, but you know, I dug it.
I'm so small. I'm so tiny. Okay. This isn't fake. I mean this. I like the original live action Super Mario Brothers movie for its merits. I grew up in the 90s, so be aware a lot of the aesthetics that I saw as a kid were like steamy industrial plants and gritty action characters. It was normal for me as a young child, all right? But there's a certain weird gritty magic about that original movie that I just can't get out of my mind ever. I think about it all the time. I love the fact that they go to a club at one point and Luigi gets picked up on, and then that becomes a central plot point towards the end to help the final battle. You just gotta watch it yourself. Don't rob yourself of the experience. Have a little fun. All right. The designs were an adventure on themselves. So you know, just go try.
I feel like the live actions work best when they're like loosely based on the property. It's mainly just like the characters who appear. So with that being said, Mortal Kombat, like the original, those ones for me were like the shit growing up. I remember I think it was the second one. I think it was. But yeah, so the second one specifically, I remember seeing that in the drive-in. That was the first movie I've ever seen anywhere, not anywhere, but in a drive-in, and I have fond memories of that. But the first one, I remember seeing like the New Line Cinema thing come up, and then it would play the Mortal Kombat theme song, and that was peak as a child. I remember putting that VHS in there, the VHS in there, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be the sickest thing ever. And watching Liu Kang fight and Shang Tsung, like your soul is mine, like it was just so sick. And yeah, that's my point being, like it only works when it's just like the characters themselves. Because Mortal Kombat, it didn't follow that storyline at all. Like it's hard to follow that storyline of the games. They were just like, you know what, let's just, the baseline, hey, I have a bad guy, he wants to host a tournament about martial arts, let's do it. And that was sick to me growing up.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I was trying to think of another one to bring up, but after he brought up the second Mortal Kombat movie, I remember that one is a fever dream because it was during the time of Mortal Kombat 3 when they had the animality forms, so they were introducing the animality thing in the movies, and there's this, it's so, the practical effects for it are so fucking sick. I don't care what anyone says about those movies. Jax's story is a little weird because he's like, it's, you gotta, just watch it yourself, it's a treat. All of these things are a treat, and to be honest with you, when things become guilty pleasures like that, they just become so much more enjoyable. And that's why we wanted to mention this list. Maybe it doesn't fit the conventional mold of the story. Maybe there were certain liberties that are just super different, but why not embrace these things for what they are as opposed to criticizing them into a hot mess when they don't deserve to be? Sometimes you should just give things an honest shake because, you'll be surprised more often than not how much you enjoy it. So anyway, that's gonna be our video. But you know what? It's not our only one. We record these all the time, and you can find them down below in our links of socials, and you can also subscribe here on YouTube and share, copy that link and send it somewhere to a friend. We'd appreciate it. The algorithm likes it because it gives it numbers to crunch. And as always, thank you for watching.